All right, ladies and gentlemen, your next bout will be at a catch weight of 160 pounds, brought to you by Your Choice Labs. Next begins, your referee for this bout is Nalo Lachuga. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he brings in a record 1 win with 1 defeat. He weighed in 159 pounds. Fighting out of Titanium in Oneida, Tennessee, Jeremy Strunk. Standing across the cage tonight, fighting out of the blue corner with a record of 1 win and 3 defeats. He weighed in 162 pounds. Fighting out of NKI in Knoxville, Tennessee, Chris Berrier.
2 diverse body types here, but you never know, looks can be deceiving.
Jeremy Strunk in the black and silver trunks against Chris Berrier in the black and red trunks. 160-pound catch weight bout here at Valor Fights 22 at the International in Knoxville. They touch gloves and we're underway. 3-minute rounds.
Wow, Berrier just closing the distance, but you better watch out. He's caught the armbar. Strunk yanking that armbar with all he has. And look at the power of Berrier, absolutely mauling Strunk.
Strunk scrambling, but Berrier in control here 30 seconds in.
All right, Strunk, look at him. He's got the butterfly there, doing a very good job of elevating Berrier, but he's up against the cage, and he gets the reversal. Very beautiful work. Very good guard work by Jeremy Strunk.
That was a really tough situation that Strunk was in there.
And yet another reversal there by Berrier.
And now Strunk with Berrier up against the cage.
You know, Tyler was talking about it earlier, how much the clinch, how important it is, and how much it takes out of you, and a beautiful slam!
Nice slam.
Berrier has been dominated as we near the halfway point of round number 1.
Oh, nice shots there to the body. A lot of guys don't utilize those elbows to the body, but when you do, I promise you, you feel them. They hurt.
I was just about to say, I don't see that very often. Those guys focus on the head when you're in half guard or when you're on top.
But right here, it's wide open. The body of Jeremy Strunk is wide open, and now he has regained at least half guard position.
Tyler, what can Strunk do here from the bottom?
I think he just needs to remain calm first off. You know, his opponent's being very aggressive, very physical. So the best thing he can do is kind of remain calm, look for the openings there. He's kind of pinning him out. I think he needs to get his hips out and fight to get back up top like he did earlier when he was against the cage. You don't want a big, strong guy on top of you there. I actually prefer, if I'm on top, I actually prefer the position that Berrier's in. I like being in someone's half guard. So I think it's a very good position. Now we're in full guard.
You know, Strunk, he's regained full guard, but what I saw from him earlier when he had that butterfly, he elevated his opponent very well. I would look to possibly do that.
Down to the final 15 seconds in round number 1. Strunk may be able to survive this first round onslaught from Berrier, but Berrier trying to rain down punches.
Nice pass by Berrier, beautiful shots there. Few shots to the back of the head though.
Not noticed by our referee, Nilo Lachuga, not enough, but a dominant first round, clearly, guys, to Chris Berrier.
Yeah, Chris Berrier, of course, in the cage there with Brandon McMahon in the corner there, a seasoned veteran here in Knoxville, of Knoxville Martial Arts. I'll tell you what, very good round by both men, actually. Chris Berrier obviously taking control, but Jeremy Strunk very game in his efforts.
Strunk in survival mode for a big part of that, Tyler.
Yeah, he was, and you know that could say a lot about this round 2. But we already saw a guy, you know, get obviously beat in round 1 and come out round 2 with a victory.
Take a look at the replay here. Is Berrier. I think this is going to be a slam. No, not that portion of it, but Berrier clearly winning round number 1.
Yeah, you got to think Strunk's going to come in with a different game plan on this one, do his best to keep Berrier away, use that height to his advantage. Like I said, the thing about these tall guys, sometimes they try to fight really tall, and you don't want to do that. You want to lower your level and use your range without being too tall.
Oh, Berrier closing the distance with 2 hard shots.
The right and the left. And now back up against the cage, and another slam by Berrier. And now potential guillotine, and he let it go.
There we go. Now looking for the guillotine.
Oh.
You know, the sweat starts to pour, and you know, Berrier's got that bald head, and you know, it's strange to say this, but it's hard to guillotine a guy like that sometimes. Oh, here we go. Possible triangle. Berrier posturing very, very well through those triangle attempts. He sees them coming a mile away.
Yep. Stuck an elbow to the middle of the chest.
I mean, Berrier's obviously dominant in this, but I still think, you know, if Strunk stays calm, he could find an opening. A lot of times these guys who are really physical, really dominant, they leave a lot hanging.
Oh, here we go.
Now he has Strunk's back.
That's a good place to go.
And I'll say this, Strunk has not been calm here.
Full mount.
You know, every time he had a chance, he went for the submission. It's awfully slick, and Berrier gets the pass, and the fight is done.
What an onslaught by Chris Berrier, who controlled the fight from start to finish. Good sportsmanship in helping Strunk up, who was as distraught as he was hurt. The fight is stopped at 1:50 left to go in round number 2. And Chris Berrier picks up win number 2 in his career in MMA. Let's take a look at the replay, guys. Casey, walk us through this.
Berrier easily past the guard, and he's in back position and advances straight on into mount. Beautiful jiu-jitsu work, and he just unloads here on Strunk.
There's defense there, but not necessarily intelligent defense, as Tyler was talking about earlier. And just put both arms up, and Nilo Lechuga said that is enough.
Yeah, too much intensity, too much power, and truthfully too much technique here. Great win by Chris Berrier.
So NKI with the win. The NKI camp with the win via Chris Berrier. Jeremy Strunk will fall to 1 and 2. And Chris Berrier will move to 2 and 3. For the announcement of our official decision, we take it back to the cage and ring announcer Cody Gwynn.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee has called a stop to this fight at 1 minute 11 seconds in the second round. Your winner by TKO out of the blue corner, Chris Berrier.